The Diocese of Lamego is a Roman Catholic diocese in Portugal. History: Lamego became Catholic when the Visigothic king Richard I converted to Catholicism. According to local tradition, the city of Lamego received the Gospel from either St. James the Greater or St. Paul. Some Portuguese authorities name St. Peter of Rates as the first bishop of Lamego during the middle of the 1st century, and later the first bishop of Braga, purportedly appointed by St. James, though this theory is probably a myth, given that it is proven that St. James was celebrating Easter in Jerusalem precisely the same year. The true origins of the diocese start with Bishop's Ordinario, whose signature from the Second Council of Braga in 572 exists among the suffragan bishops of Archbishop Martin of Braga. Just 3 years before this, at the Council of Lugo in 569, several new dioceses were created. Hence, it is very likely that the Diocese of Lamego was established between 569 and 572. Very little about the diocese's early history. Some of the early bishops' names are known, but nearly nothing else. Philippus, Profuturus, Witericus, and Philomirus. From 693 to 876 it is unknown who the bishops of Lamego were. Upon the Moorish invasion in 714, the bishop of Lamego was forced to flee to the region of Asturias in the northern Iberian Peninsula. In 876, the first known bishop of Lamego in nearly 200 years is Archimirus, who was still reigning as late as 899, when he partook in the consecration of the Cathedral of Compostela. Archimirus was known to have resided in the Diocese of Lamego, but it is uncertain whether other bishops of Lamego actually stayed in the city. It is likely that they were only titular bishops after the invasion, especially because the Moors destroyed the city in 982. Ferdinand the Great of Leon recaptured the city in 1057 and the Diocese of Lamego was able to function normally again. Despite this, for several decades, the seat of the bishop appears to have been empty for several decades around the late 11th century and early 12th century. In 1143, King Alfonso I of Portugal re-established the Diocese of Lamego and Mendgodness. An Augustinian friar became the new bishop. On the 30th of September 1881, Pope Leo XIII, by the bull Gravissimum, placed the Diocese of Lamego under the Metropolitan of the Archdiocese of Braga. As of 1909, the Diocese of Lamego had 273,741 inhabitants, almost entirely Catholic, 283 parishes, 283 parish churches, 1144 public chapels, 314 diocesan priests, 1 secondary school for boys run by Benedictines, 2 convents of Franciscan nuns, and 1 convent of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Cluny. Ordinaries: Sardinario, Philippus, Profuturus, Witericus, Philomirus, Archimirus, Brandricus, Pantaleon, Jacobus, Peter, Mendgodness, Osa, Alfonso das Asturias, Diego Fernandi, Martin Pedro, Antonio Pallavicini Gentili, Fernando de Menezes Coutinho y Vasconcelos, Agostinho Ribeiro, Simão de Sá Pereira, Martim Afonso de Melo, Martin Alfonso Mexia de Tovar, João de Lencastre, João Coutinho, Miguel de Portugal, Luís de Souza, Luís da Silva Teles, OSSD, José de Menezes, Antonio Vasconcelos e Souza, Tomás de Almeida, Nuno Alvarez Pereira de Melo, Manuel Coutinho, Feliciano de Nossa Senhora, Nicolau Joaquim Toral da Cunha Manuel, Manuel de Vasconcelos Pereira, João Antonio Benit Pincio, José de Jesus Maria Pinto, CRSA, José da Assunção Vieira, OFM, José de Moura Coutinho, Antonio da Trindade de Vasconcelos Pereira de Melo, Antonio Tomás da Silva Leitão e Castro, Francisco José Ribeiro de Vieira e Brito, Agostinho de Jesus e Souza, Ernesto Sena de Oliveira, João da Silva Campos Neves, Americo Henriques, Antonio de Castro Xavier Monteiro, Americo de Couto Oliveira, Jacinto Tomás de Carvalho Botelho, Antonio José da Rocha Couto SMP. Demographics.